I'm Blake Moore. You've seen me in such fine quality chemistry educational videos such as acids and bases are compatible with each other, part 2, and pH, 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 oh my kingdom for pH. Alright, here's our chapter 16 overview. Again, I'm not problem solving, I am just covering the basic idea with it. So in looking at acids and bases, we have to look at the differences between them. They do have their own properties, like acid tastes sour, bases taste bitter, okay? They both can conduct electricity. We can talk about weak and strong bases and acids, okay? Remember, weak and strong has nothing to do with concentration or how dangerous they are. It's how well they dissolve in water. Weak acids like vinegar don't dissolve very well in water. But hydrochloric acid, which you find in our stomachs, you find that they dissolve very well in water. Baking soda doesn't dissolve all that well in water. On the other hand, bleach does. That's a strong base, whereas baking soda is a weak base. But now I'm pulling back. Let's take a look. Oh, basically, what is an acid? Basically, oh gosh, I killed myself. All right, acids give off hydrogen ions, okay? And bases, they receive hydrogen ions. In fact, they're opposites. Like Paula Abdul, once a judge on the American Idol TV series, had a hit single in the 80s called Opposites Attract. But the idea is, why is this happening? Well, what in the world is going on? Well, if you look at water, water actually breaks up a little bit. So if you're looking at a glass full of water, the truth is, and here it is, it's not 100% H2O, folks. It breaks up, it dissociates just a tiny little bit into either H plus or H3O plus. In other words, guys, they are the same thing. And you have the OH minus. So that's what happens with water. It'll break up, it'll get back together, it'll break up, it'll get back together. They'll talk and break up and talk and get back together again. That's how it's done. So how do we measure this? Well, that's when you look at pH. Okay? pH, the letters P, H literally mean power of hydrogen, the concentration of H plus or H3O plus in your solution. POH is the opposite. It is the concentration of our hydroxide ions, our OH minus ions. There is a difference. Now, the general public is much more familiar with the term pH. Okay, so we're going to work with that here. Now, the thing about pH and POH, if you add them together, they are 14, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, 14. So, what about the pH scale? Who cares? You do if you own a spa or a jacuzzi or a pool. You want your water pretty much in the middle, okay? And you'd say, well, wait a minute, why is the water here in the middle? Why is something neutral at pH of 7? Well, you know what? When you look at those hydrogen ions, that is a concentration of 1 times 10 to the minus 7th molarity. That's our H plus. If we look at the other side, it's 1 times 10 to the minus 7th molarity of the OH minus ions. So in other words, they're equal at pH of 7. Yeah, can you imagine that? So, great. What do? If you go below 7, it's considered to be an acid. If you go above 7, it's considered to be a base. But it's also known as alkaline. Yes, can you imagine those things? So that's what's going on. And that, when we look at talk about the regular world, we deal with the pH, especially for spas, jacuzzis, and pools. Oh my! So, the lower you go, the more acid concentration you have, the more of this H plus or H3O plus that you have. Does that mean that there won't be any OH at all? No, it never goes away. Okay, it's kind of like one of those celebrities that they had their career 40 years ago and they keep showing up even though nobody pays attention to them. Right, you know what I'm talking about. That's what's happening on the acid side. On the base side, okay, you would end up having more base, more of that OH minus, and less of the H plus or H3O minus. Now, if we're out here like a base of 14, that's a pretty concentrated base. But does that eliminate hydrogen ions? Does that eliminate the H3O? No, they're still there. Again, like that celebrity that just won't go. Or maybe your little brother. Okay, last idea. And a big one. Acid plus base. What you're going to get is H2O and a salt. That's what happens when you mix acid and base together. You get a H2O and salt. We call that neutralization. Yep, absolutely. Neutralization, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on with it. Okay, I'm hoping that this chapter overview will help you guys out a little bit, give you the big picture about acids and bases. And hey, I wish you the best. And you know what? God does love you, and so does Jesus Christ himself. Take care, guys.